AskReddit by entire principle 5125. What's a memory from your childhood that you cherish the most? Mine is spending summers at my grandparents' farm. Cries an unhappy childhood. Exactly. I'm like a. I cherish the moments where I wasn't actively being abused. Sitting under a blanket in a horse-pulled sleigh beside my grandma as my grandfather takes us through the woods to look for a Christmas tree. My dad's mixtapes. Living in a 12k population rural town in the 80s. So many Goonie adventures I can't name just one, but 3 top memories are exploring an abandoned sanitarium, and follow-up of exploring the old sewers under the city, also pooling our money from allowance plus collecting cans and going on a train trip 3 towns over, then getting in big trouble when our parents had to come get us after we finished having fun. It was a different time though, and honestly surprised I made it through my youth at times. Hundreds of hours spent with my best friend Butch, a border collie Labrador cross who was by my side for 12 years from I was 10 till 22. He still regularly appears in my dreams in the present tense, and it guts me when I wake up knowing he's not here. Playing Barbies with my best friend for hours. My dad taking me to Toys R Us as a kid on my birthday to pick out any toy I wanted. Once we get there he hands me a shopping cart and says fill it up. I'm pretty sure it was the first time I had tears of joy. Disneyland. It's the one time I spend most of the day on my feet. As an American it's common to sit on my butt all day. My cousin recently passed from cancer. If she'd lived closer to me, I would have spent so much more time with her. But I can't change that she's gone, so I'll cherish the little time I got to spend with her for the rest of my life. Going for morning walks near the beach with my grandpa and siblings on weekends. We would take family walks along a beach road to a creek and back. I would be on my dad's shoulders a good part of it. We reminisce about the good times, but now that I'm a dad I'm really appreciating how much those good times were created by my folks. When I was 14 I went with my Grammy to visit her family in Kentucky. It was such a special time because I was the only grandchild that got to go and spend that time with her. It was the last time she saw her brother before he died, and I got to meet him besides when I was like 2 years old. Going to Six Flags and other amusement parks at least 7 or 8 times a year with my uncle and his friend. Playing in a small town in Ireland with my cousins and going wherever we wanted by ourselves because it was safe. I was 6 years old and basically it was a big anniversary in my city. There was a lot of stands with toys etc. All the kids got something, but I was the one that did not buy anything and I got home crying. My dad noticed that something was off, asked about it and took me to the stands with his car and told me to choose one thing that I want the most. I chose a grey toy bunny and he bought it. Actually I was crying from joy and I still have that certain toy from 23 years ago. Summer days spent playing board games in the shade or going to the swimming pool, then going out after dinner and playing in the yard until dark. The times I went to youth psychiatry. My life has gone downwards a lot the older I grew after my last discharge. Gardening with my grandmother and fishing with my grandfather. Going to the amusement park with my cousins. In my first childhood home, we had a small forest, which was in a triangular shape where houses were built around it. We called it the Triangle and spent so many happy summers and days climbing trees and building tree houses with my cousins. When life was simpler. I was the school spelling bee champ. One year I was super sick with strep and happened to be out the day of the bee. Someone called my mom to tell her that it was the day of my thing and I went in just to beat everyone else. Walking up a large hill after school to get to my house and my dad dropping Snickers and Twix all the way up the hill. My brother and I would race uphill to get the candy. The Saturday mornings watching the series H2O. Mom reading me bedtime stories. I promised myself to do the same for my future kids.